Hola, buenos días. Hola, buenos días. I'm doing Facebook Live on my Real Talk for an Unreal World page on Facebook because I'm trying to build a community. I'm also doing my YouTube channel, which is under the same name, Real Talk for an Unreal World, which is quite fitting these days, I think. I had a wonderful weekend. It's Monday, you know. Checking in. I was gonna do one yesterday. I had so much on my mind. But you got to take a day, you know? You do. I mean, we all need that. I think that's something we can all relate to. I just hope people do take that time, you know? For the longest time, I didn't. This is new to me, you know? Taking time for myself, it's just quite new to me. But I love it. I absolutely love it because I check myself and I check my growth and I understand everything from the inside. And I am able to see so much clearer, like mindfulness brings awareness, and awareness is like without distraction is such a beautiful thing. It's incredible. It's a completely different way of life. And I've had parenting a lot on my mind lately. A lot of people reach out to me. I did a video, I don't know, a while ago or something, uh, and I just touched on parenting about the kids being upstairs. I wanted to talk about that. It's parenting is the most important job in the world. So if you're a parent, you should be not thinking about anything other than what I just said. Parenting is the most important job in the world. But it's funny that we can put parenting second to what we feel is a more important job in life, and that's the one that pays us dollars. I get it. The dollars are what feed them. I get it. The dollar keeps the internet going so the TikTok can keep running. I get it. You know, I'm a parent too. I have a 14-year-old daughter. I have a 14-year-old daughter. I have an 11-year-old son, and I have a 5-year-old son. Um, they are not in my possession because of my story. I won't go too much into it, but you know, I lost my kids. Difficult life, addiction, lot of difficult lessons. You know what I mean? I learned very difficult lessons, but that didn't change me. It doesn't mean I was a bad human. I wasn't a bad human. I did bad things, you know, and in turn, I learned difficult lessons. That's just my journey, you know. I can share that with you because it's just the truth. I'm super authentic, and I live by that motto. So for me, that's how it has to be. And I think that through my experiences, we can share, you know, and certainly with the difficult lessons that I went through, I gained some, you know, awareness and perspective, and being alleviated from those difficulties. Having learned the lesson, I came into the light, and I'm able to share about it, which is a wonderful thing. And with that, I was never a bad parent. I was a really good dad. That's the truth. I only speak the truth, so I can say the truth. I was a really good dad. I really was. I was a great father. At times, I was the mom and the dad. And I was cool with that, you know, because my kids were like my best friends. They were everything to me. Now, you know, I made mistakes, many. I had addiction and so much distraction going on in my life. Like, I certainly made mistakes. But when I was there, I was there. And I tried to be there to have fun and to grow with them and all these wonderful things that being a parent is all about. I wanted to talk about the beginning of stages of parenting, you know, what that looks like. So in the beginning, when you're parenting, it's heavy, you know. First year is heavy. I have two girls. The second one with the 5-year-old, she had postpartum, so it was quite, you know, it was challenging. That's just to say the least. It was challenging. I was difficult. She was difficult, and the one who suffered was our son. But I had to step up because it was just my obligation. It was what I had to do. Certainly, I was very grateful for that time after we got through it because he was my best friend. It was like the coolest thing ever. I got a 2-year-old who just is like, I'm the, you know, with the baby bird and the mom, like he's coming to me. It was really cool actually. But she pulled through and everything was wonderful. But it was difficult year, very difficult year. And you don't have to have postpartum depression to have a difficult year. The first year is just difficult within itself, especially with, you know, having to work, pay bills, stress, mortgage, rah, 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 all the distractions of the world. But what I wanted to talk about is how that can affect, the pattern of thinking and the pattern of parenting as you move forward, as the child grows. It seems kind of frustrating that we get burnt out in the first couple years. And I don't want to say most people are over it by the time their child's 4 or 5, but there's certainly behaviors that are implemented because the amount of weight that we take on as parents, that the child then suffers from. And, I see so many parents these days handing kids phones at like 5. I was guilty of it. I'll tell the truth. I was guilty of it. I gave them the phone for the YouTube. Needed quiet. Like, you know what I mean? Quiet to do stupid shit. You know what I mean? But to be honest with you, and by that, I mean, like, I don't know what that looks like to you, but to me, it was like nonsense, I should have been spending time with him, but I, in my mind, decided I need a break. I was too busy, Horrible thing to do. Give the child a distraction like that, stunt his growth. And what the biggest cause was is broke communication. And the most important thing that can come from a child, when you come back into the physical world as a baby, right? Your soul enters a body and you come into the world, you've got all the knowledge of the universe. The problem is you don't have communication. You're a baby. So here you have all these wonderful gifts, all these wonderful things in your mind, and you can't communicate them because, you're an infant. And to me, that's, an understanding. But quite true. And with that, I think that if we share that, you can sort of look at your children as like they're coming back into this whole life with information and trying to grow again. And it's difficult for both parties because the communication barrier is there. But once the communication is able to happen again, the greatest thing you can do as a parent is listen and talk to your child. I mean that. Like, grow that gift. Pull out whatever you can and just listen and grow with them and be there for them. It's the materialistic world is just growing, and the distractions the things that we value are becoming just all encompassing, like it's just consuming us in a consumerism manner, and I had to go to the mall today, which sucked, because I'm just not about it, like these days, it's just not for me. I just look around and, I see so many people enamored by things that don't have life, materialistic items are just broken and there's nothing there. They're hollow. It's just smoke and mirrors. It just makes you feel good. It's like a dopamine hit, The love of your child or the love of loved ones, never mind. Just love, an exchange of love. The lasting effect that has, priceless isn't even the word, but fine, if we're gonna talk about monetary stuff, fine, it's priceless. It gives you not only memories, but a feeling, a real one. Energy, exchange of energy, which can empower you and in a way that some sweaters, shoes, Dollarama crap can't ever do. And I feel like kids are getting lost these days, young, into this idea of shopping is going to make everything better, or looking outwardly is going to constantly make everything better because no one's looking at them and no one's looking inside. So this is just planting a seed, you know what I mean? I'm just bringing awareness to like a situation. The children are the future. I'm going to change the world. I'm gonna. But man, I'm going to need all them kids to help me. And I'm going to need everybody to help me. Really, and I mean that. So bringing awareness to the most precious things on the planet, along with nature, coinciding, teaching little ones to coincide with nature, not destroy it, not consume it, not create this materialistic garbage pile where we'll talk about clean air and old growth trees and clean water. I mean, nobody can, we're all living in the same place. I mean, even people in Africa, that, lands that are dominated by people and are barren, they find beauty and love in that. So it don't matter where you come from, right? Planet Earth is the blue planet. We're quite lucky to be here. I think instilling these kind of things in children's mind is a wonderful thing, but maybe we have to instill it in ourselves again in order to teach it. Right? I mean, it's just wild to me. I live in Vancouver, so I'm lucky, but it's a city. At the end of the day, it's a city, right? Like, so it's got the same problems as everywhere else. It's just the truth. And it kills me to see children here lost to this idea of distraction. Let's say, I don't want to say consumerism, but consumerism and money is the two big ones, right? And I mean, now you see, like, you got to be cool. There's some kids in my life these days, and you're not cool unless you have an iPhone 12 at 10. What? What do you mean? Who taught them that? We did. Monkey see, monkey do, right? It's just wild to me that we're too busy with nothing to teach the extensions of ourselves about what's real in life. Maybe it's because we don't know what's real. I don't know. That's why I named the video, like, how do we parent without a freaking manual? Because, like, maybe we don't even know what's going on inside of us. I went through a lot of difficulties in my life. A lot. 20 years, heavy stuff. I've done videos about it. You can check it or not. It's all good. But I think about where I'm at today and, like, the things and the morals that are instilled in me. I always had good morals. I always had good fundamentals. Absolutely. But embracing nature and embracing love and embracing life by living with authenticity and honesty and love is just like, I can see the change. I can see how it can be done. I know how it can be done, to be honest with you. I really do. And I know that I need to help people come back to the light, because listen, I mean, a year ago I was different, I made a lot of mistakes. I wasn't really consuming materialistic things because I was more of a drug addict. So I consumed quite heavily on that front. But it distracted me from the whole idea. But I never really was into shopping and stuff like that. I did have a moment in my life, where I wanted all the whatevers. But I was distracted by something else. A distraction is a distraction regardless. I mean, if you're into shopping, if you're into paying attention to TikTok, you're into paying attention to anything else other than what's going on inside, you're distracted. So I don't care what it is. We don't need to be like, oh, he was this or he was that. Who cares? If you're distracted and you're not paying attention to the things that are most important to you in your life, first, yourself, second, your kids, third, if you don't have kids, your loved ones, like, your family, which is everything. That's, I don't know. It's not a life. It isn't. I had that life. I know many, many people do. But there's nothing there. Every day it's the same thing. Definition of insanity is waking up and doing the same thing and expecting a different result. You want the world to change. You want your life to change. You want this. You want that. But unless you change it from the inside, it'll just continue. And I believe that's how we got to this point, because instead of doing difficult things to change on the inside, we take the dopamine hits by going to the mall, and we buy crap. And we buy crap food because it gives us a little bit of a sugar, whatever, you know what I mean? Sugar, whatever, too much. We teach this to the kids. I really don't want to have a generation come up like this in this way. We just destroy everything, most of all of ourselves. And I really value people over money. I do. I care about humans. I don't care about money. Like, I don't. I think it's the stupidest thing ever. I think if you have lots of it, give it away. We're not better than each other. We're all the same. So, like, I don't understand this. Like, I don't understand this way of life. How we could try and teach our little ones that if you have an iPhone at 12, whatever friggin' new phone, I don't even know what they're called. New phone at 10 years old, that makes you cool. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. that money makes you cool. Money does not make you cool. And I mean, please, if you're teaching that to your kids, check yourself. For real. I mean, for real. That's insane. To think that children competing in school because of a parent's bank account. What? What happened to be the kid with the great voice? Kid that could run fast. Kid that could jump high. The kid that didn't know what he was good at yet, but he was figuring it out because we encouraged it. Now kids go to school, they're worried about what pants they're wearing because we tell them. Because we drive around in cars that are flashier than other cars. And we feel better than other people. I mean, what's that? What's that about? I mean, I wasn't always this way, so I didn't always instill the greatest morals. I actually lost my children when they were 5, and the two, 14 and 11-year-old. He was 5 and 1, and then my 5-year-old I lost when he was 3. So they're all super beautiful and so smart. They're my children. I'm kidding. But honestly, they are very beautiful, and they're very smart, and their souls are beautiful. They have a piece of me, and they have a piece of their mother. I'm not there to give them this. I'm not there to parent them or guide them today. It's just difficult, very difficult for me to, to accept. It sucks, really. But I just hope that, I don't hope. I know that their mothers are going to do the best they can, right? And then soon enough, we're going to be together, and then I can teach them everything I know. But right now, my attention has to be focused on everybody else. Because I know if I had my kids, I wouldn't do this. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say that, but I don't know. But like, I know that my attention would be on them 100% because that's what I do. I'm a parent, right? I don't know what parenting looks like to you. We're all different, right? It's all an individual journey. But the thing I want to express the most is to remember this. Your children are on their own journey, right? A lot of us had shortcomings coming up. Me, not really. I have wonderful parents. I have absolutely wonderful parents. Even with all the difficulties in my life, I should say this. I had 2 angels for parents. Absolute shit, man. I got a brother too, same thing. He's working it out, so, but they were amazing. I mean, we had everything. I was a privileged North American kid from 2 hardworking individuals that gave us everything. They gave us everything because they had nothing. So what they were going to do for us was give us dirt bikes, give us snowmobiles, give us the cottage, give us this, give us that, trips, this, everything. You know what I mean? I had everything. I realized when I was 12 years old, I didn't need any of it. I mean, Easter for us was like Christmas. I'm not even kidding you. Easter. I remember going on my mom. My mom's a G. My mom's an absolute angel. Amazing human. She wanted the best for us because she really had nothing. So she worked her ass off to give us everything. But, going to Easter, on a big Easter hunt, we're pulling 13 gifts out of the bush, on an Easter, which I'm grateful for. I love my mother, and she just did the best she could for us, and she did a wonderful job. We didn't need it. We didn't need what they didn't have. We were on our own journey. I don't know what she didn't have. How could that affect me? Even as a child, I knew that. So I really want to share that. If you're trying to give your kids, things that you didn't have, and you're overwhelming them with this, I promise you, love, communication, and attention, and just authenticity and honesty is the only thing those kids are looking for. Never mind need. I don't know what they need, but I know what they want. For sure. And I mean that. Kids don't understand it. The love of a parent is priceless. Sure, you buy them a new phone, you buy them the Xbox, whatever the heck. They love it for the moment, right? But are you just giving them something to distract them from having those real interactions that are so few and far between these days? I mean, think about it. If you work your ass off for 8 months of the year, I mean, I live in the same reality as everybody else. I get it; it's expensive, but it's what you need, not what you want. Really, unless it's coming from the kids, because then you know what they want, right? They just want love and authenticity. But if you're working for overpriced cars, overpriced houses, boats, things you don't need, forget it. The beach is free, and memories last forever, and they're priceless. They don't rust, they don't rot, they don't lose value. They last forever. And I promise you, my childhood was unbelievable. A lot of people question why I made the choices I did in life with addiction and things like this, but I understand it because I'm doing this right now. I had to do it. I had to go through it. It's my purpose. It's just what had to be for me. Sometimes it's difficult, Lost my kids. It sucks. That part sucks. But I didn't lose them forever. They're young for a little bit. They're adults for a long time. So I'm gonna make that time priceless when the time comes and it's there. But for now, I'm able to do this, and I'm able to just want to be. I want to share for people that can use this information. If you value people over money, you can see my perspective. You know what I mean? And that's just it. All I want is for the future to be bright for everyone. And I mean, in these homes that we're creating, which seem to be blocks of money these days, are they even homes anymore? I never see kids playing outside. I never see, a dad or playing pitch or whatever, whatever your fun looks like with your children. You just don't see it anymore that much. I was a kid, I'm from a small town, from a small town. The little bike parade that we had there was insane in every little subdivision, because that's what we did. I get it. I'm the last generation 90s kid that had that, but it doesn't have to go away. It's just the distractions have gotten heavier, and people are spending more time making excuses, doing things they don't need to do, or want to do. And it's just a choice. It's really just a choice. And I'm just planting a seed, legit. This is all I'm trying to do is just bring an awareness to a situation. Anything you practice, you get good at. So if you practice just putting your phone down and spending more time with your kids, or even just being with your kids for an hour or something, an hour after school, straight time. I can promise you this, if you don't communicate with them when they're young, by the time they're 10, it'll be like you don't even know them. Before, it used to be when we were 17. You see it with kids today, they're 10, and they don't even know their parents, and they feel like their parents don't even know them, and it's a behavior that just becomes a pattern, right? So if you're creating these behaviors now where you're distancing yourself from your children, wow, it's you're practicing it, so you're going to get better at it. And it's hard to bring children back around when there's no communication, no trust. Trust is earned and instilled very young. And if you break it, it's going to be very difficult to repair. And then people question, oh, he doesn't want to talk to me. He doesn't tell me nothing. He doesn't listen to me, or she, whatever, you know what I mean? The reason that is because there's no communication. And I mean authentic communication. If there's constant barriers and boundaries up, with rules and all this other things without understanding, you're creating a recipe for disaster for your children. I had two wonderful parents, but we didn't communicate, we didn't communicate. We didn't talk about emotions. We didn't talk about many things that I wish we would have, but they were busy growing. And at that time, they were growing for things that were valuable to them, which was great. It just wasn't valuable to the whole family because, we just communication's priceless, and we all know that. We all talk about it these days, and I'm very, very close with them. I love them to death. It's just reality, right? I mean, difficult conversations had to happen, and we're cool with it. I mean, my parents were there for me my entire journey. They never gave up on me, and they're so proud of me today. So for that, I'm eternally grateful, because we had a rough period, but we brought it back around. But so many people don't, and I just know that family's everything after losing it. planting seeds. You know what I mean? I got things on my mind, and I feel like I need to share them. So that's why I do it. I appreciate everyone watching. I mean, it's wonderful. It helps me so much. It's to grow. You know, I just want to help everyone else grow. If you like it and you think it's cool, share it. Everyone asks me, oh, I didn't know if I should share it. Please share it. Like, I don't know why. You know, I don't care about the views. I don't care about popularity. None of that. It doesn't matter to me. It's just I just want to get it out. Maybe someone sitting at home and they're so distracted they just need to hear it. You know, I care about the kids more than anything in the world. It's just pure love, and they're just begging for it. You know, just to be noticed and loved and played with and heard and taught. You know, we're here to guide them. It's our job. We're guides, not bosses. You know, you're not their boss. You're guiding them. Guide, you know. Teach, experience, let them fall down, let them get dirty. Let them come home in dirty clothes. I mean, that's the best. You know, they had a good day. You know, they were having fun. You know, teach them to communicate. Teach them about love. Teach them about everything on the inside. But maybe you got to find it on your own first so you can teach it. I don't know. Everyone's journey is your journey. I just really appreciate this and what I'm trying to do here. It's a wonderful thing. And I appreciate all the feedback from everybody. It's just been really, really great. Have a wonderful day. Hope y'all had a good weekend. Peace.